Recording is on.
So, hello, how are you? Nice,
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
very nice. Thank to be here. What
Thank you
is
for
your name?
inviting me.
Nati,
So I'm Nathuoriel.
Nathuoriel.
Yes, it's kind of hard to pronounce, but I think, a couple of times and you can do it.
Okay, Nathuoriel. So, if you can tell us a little bit how your spiritual path since you were a little girl began.
Oh, yeah. Oof. So, starting with the age of 6 and 7, I started already like having this, let's say, shamanic kind of experiences because I, as a little girl, was obviously playing a lot in nature and started speaking with, trees, and I imagined elves and different beings just being there with me because I was a lot by myself. But then all of a sudden I started hearing voices in a different way. um, it felt different. So I had this experience when I was 9, where I heard this little girl's voice calling to me, and I just knew what to do. I told her to go to the light through, like, channeling her through a tree. And I told my mother about it, and she became pale because she said, that in our little village, there was a 5-year-old girl that drowned. And I knew it was her because she was looking for her mother. And that's when I think I just knew I was a little bit, I'm not going to say different, but it maybe special. Yeah. So spirituality has always been a big thing for me. I've developed my life to become a musician and then a drummer. Um, Through drumming, I started channeling even more of the energies. And my life as a musician I'm from Slovenia, so it's really difficult, like, just surviving as a musician. So I kind of listened to my dad, and he said, well, you shouldn't go study music because you're gonna have a tough living. So I went studying Japanese, which is also quite something different. And while doing that, I got involved into Japanese shamanism. And in Japan, there are only women that are shamans. And then I just knew that everything was just aligned with my life. And what I'm doing right now is just, yeah, a manifestation of what the soul wanted in this life, I guess. So
So, what is the difference between Japan shamanism and, for example, South America, like Brazilian shamanism? What is the main differences?
so the main difference would be in Japan, a shaman. So let's say Itako, which that's how they call the blind mediums. They need to have a how are they called in English? Oh my goodness. It's called a Yamabushi and a Miko. So they need to have at least one more priest and a priestess
Okay.
to do a full ritual. While in other shamanic traditions, there's only one person that can do the whole thing. So that's
Okay.
only one major difference, because usually, so spiritualism, the spiritual practices in the world are mostly created and made for men. I don't know if you noticed that, but
Yes,
in
why?
Japan,
Why? Because it's patriotic? It's
no,
our
no, no,
culture?
no.
No? What?
No, not because of that. Because, if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, from the sun, from the cosmos, that's where the intellect comes in. So it's basically when you meditate, when you open your lotus, all the crown, you just you get, let's say, the cosmos energy. So you basically connect with that, with the intellect from the universe. So that's why I'm referring as the masculine energy. But it's really difficult to explain. While in Japan, it's the woman, and because a woman is really made from earth, so feminine energy, she needs to have this balance being the medium. So she needs to have a male presence and a priestess
Like a yin
to
yang,
perform.
yin yang.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's basically, it's really, that's the major that's the major difference. But otherwise, she's a healer. She is somebody. She's a bridge between the spirit realm and our realm. So yeah, there's no other difference. But this I would really specify, and also in other traditions like in Tibetan Buddhism, for example, you do have women that are priestesses or monks, but they have less, let's say, things they are allowed to do. I don't know if you know that, but this is my field of study, and it's
Okay.
really interesting. I'm not for, I'm not just for feminine and masculine. I'm for the whole balance, because I believe what I do is really shamanic, and I'm trying to teach people that we all have this within us, and I channel it through my music.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
is, the in Japan, they have the yin and the yang energies, in male and
Well,
female
yeah,
energies.
well, yin yang is more Chinese tradition,
Hmm.
or basically it came even from India. So
Yeah.
Buddhism, it came from India. So, but yeah, it's always the balance. So if you look at yin yang, some people say, oh, either it's white, either it's black. That's like two-dimensional. But if you go into the eighth dimension, because we have a lot of dimensions, you have to understand, without the light, without the brightness, there will be no shadow, and without the shadow, there will be no light. So it's not only just, having the masculine and feminine energy, but the deeper meaning of why that is like that. So, like, if we compare it to the universe, let's say that the sun, I can refer it to masculine energy, right? And the earth to feminine, and the sun beams light on the planet Earth, which flourishes with life. So it basically, it's a whole cycle. Without it, one without another would, it's a deeper meaning. It's coexistence. So yeah.
So it's deep. So the shamanism, the main roots are deep interest in naturality, in nature.
Yes, so Japan's main religion, or let's say folk religion, is Shintoism. They still have Shintoism, and they have also Buddhism, but
What is Shintoism?
Shintoism, so Shintoism is their folk religion. We could compare it, like in Europe would be paganism. It's the old ways, like, how do you say, praising the ancestors. I would say I'm more of a Shintoist myself, because praising nature, having respect towards nature or towards the ancestors, the energies, like, if you're going to ask any Japanese person, they will say they are Shinto and they are Buddhist and they are, let's say, some say even Christian, but at the same time, they're nothing out of those three, because being Japanese just means being all of that. And Shinto is honoring the tradition of your ancestors. And I think
Okay.
that's something so beautiful that we all have forgotten. There's just a lot of wars. Like, this is not how it's supposed to be, and yeah.
So, can you tell me, the Japanese people and the main culture? It's very specific. So, Japanese people rarely made any mix-ins with foreigners. It's some cultural or have to do with Shintoism. You know what I mean?
um I hope I understand your
Why
question
Japanese
correctly.
people don't like to mix in with another foreigner? Why?
I don't believe they don't like mixing. That's not true necessarily, because in every country in the world, I believe there are a lot of people that are more like, let's say, nationalist oriented. So there's a lot of people that believe, like, if they mix, you know, it's just containing the pureness of Japan.
The traditions,
It's
the main
yes,
of the
it's I
ancestors,
think
the
it's
ancestors.
yes. For example, I think you're from Portugal, if I'm
Yeah, exactly,
or
exactly.
yes. So, for example, I also can speak a little bit Italian. So, in Italy and in Germany and in France and in Portugal and in Spain, there most of the TV shows that are in English, they are dubbed. It's to preserve the language, is to preserve the mentality that is the language, because the language is the culture. So, in every culture, in every nation in the world, you can find, oh, they don't want to be mixed. So I don't think that's necessarily that, but I think the Japanese are really strong traditionalists. They
Okay.
are very, very strong traditionalists, yes,
Okay. Okay.
especially after the World War II.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think they are open to another kind of spirituality? Do you think,
Mo-
for example, the Japanese people are open to astrology, to reading tarot,
yes.
or something like that?
Oh, yes, yes, of course they are. Yes. Yes, they are. Oh, they have a lot. They're so diverse. I remember one of my Japanese friends that has been on an exchange student in Slovenia. She is basically a holistic doctor, and she's doing acupuncture. So there's quite a lot of interest with that. But at the same time, I think that the country, from they want to preserve their outlook, that they're very like hardworking and technological and very, but
Very focused. Very
inside,
focused. Yes.
yes, but inside there is a very, very vast organism happening. So there's a lot of nationalists, but there's a lot of people that are so into a lot of different things. So I'm happy that I've basically met both of the sides. Sadly, there's, let's say, 2/3 of Japan is more on the right side than on the left, but Japan is 100 to 127 or 28 billion.
Million.
I
Yes.
think that's only in Tokyo, so it is, yeah, it's a lot of people.
So, with this kind of shamanism, Japan, Shintoism is
Yes.
the name, the real name. There are any practical healers for certain kinds of disease? What?
Yes.
Okay.
So Shintoism is a folk religion.
Okay.
So it's like the paganism
Okay.
in
Okay.
Europe,
In
all
Europe,
right?
yes, like
Yes.
Irish paganism. Irish.
Yes. Oh, let's call it like that. Yes, let's call it like that. But yeah, in Shintoism and in Buddhism. So, like I said, I don't know how to call it now in English, but it's called the Yamabushi, which is basically the ascets. They're like priests that go in the mountains and monks,
Oh, I know
and
I know what you mean. The
yeah,
Aztecs,
so
yes.
the real ones.
The real ones put on the mountain for a long time. They isolate
Yes,
themselves. Yes.
they isolate themselves and they return to, let's say, a village or where they feel needed, and then they give out healing prayers. They actually do rituals. So yeah, but there are also a lot of people that do scams like that. They say they just offer you some bracelet and say, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for your family," and they're basically just Chinese people. They're not even Japanese.
Okay.
I've experienced that in Japan myself, and I was just like, like, just go away. You're fake, But they're also in Shintoism. So, like I said, these priestess called Miko. They're basically the Shintoistic priestess. They do also fortune telling. One thing about Japan, they're very, very into, let's say, fortune telling, or how are they called? Oh, I don't know how is it called in English. Oh my goodness, it's like superstitious
Oh, no, I
things,
know, I know. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So if something happens, like if a mirror breaks, or
Yes.
they have a lot of these habits.
Something like bad luck. Bad luck.
Yes, they have a lot of these habits. So like if you're interested in this, you can go dig into Japanese culture. I know it really opened up my spectrum on shamanism, but I also, studied a lot about Bon tradition, which is from Tibet, and I've been also in India last year, and just being a shaman nowadays, a lot of people think it's all about having that drum. I do have a drum, but it's
Mhm.
all about the hoodoo and having this, doing everything. But when I do my work, sometimes it's just sitting down, talking to the person, connecting, and then I just channel and I give them something and I see if they're ready. And then I say, okay, let's do a meditation together. Let's sing together. I also have this swirl tone technique that I kind of patented last year. I'm making it up in a workshop, but taking my time. So it's basically like modern shamanism cannot be found in the same way as the old traditions have it. Even the old shamans in Japan, they're so hidden. They still go. There are people that still go to shamans. And in India, I was in northern India, which is basically
Mhm.
Tibetan. There's still people that go to the shamans. So they're basically called hermits. They go to the hermits, to the yogis, and they pray for their children, for rituals. They, and those shamans, they don't take money. They
They are
take
the true
offerings.
shamans. They are the true
Yes,
shamans.
so the let's say the calling still exists in its purest of nature. But in the modern society, like calling myself a shaman, people are like, oh, like you don't have that dress on, and you don't look something as a shaman, because it's not about the looks, it's about the calling,
The
it's
calling.
about what you
Mhm.
do. Yeah,
Okay. So you use any drums in the healer process? What
Yes.
is the role, the real role of the drummer in the Shintoism?
in Shintoism, so like I said, Japan took the drums, right? So drums are in Japanese drums, and I don't know if you noticed, but first drummers of the world were women. So they were like drumming on the frame drums. So drums are a
What is the main
tool.
role, the main purpose
So
of the
it's a
drums?
tool to bring you into a form of hypnosis, or in that transformative, or let's say trance state.
Like a trance meditation?
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. But the drum helps you staying grounded. It keeps you connected. I'm sorry for all the
Do you have any
sound.
drum? Do you have any drum to show us? Do you have any drum
Oh,
here
oh yes, I
with
do.
you?
I mean, I can bring it, but
Yes, if you want.
if I'm going to play it, it's gonna really distort the sound because it's super,
Okay.
super, super loud. Um, I can come in. I can go and bring it. Wait.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So,
Give me a second. So I have several drums. I was actually a drummer. I played jazz. I played.
but it's
Oh,
different. It's completely different.
yeah, I played the bateria. I played the
Battery,
drum
yes,
set.
battery, yes.
Yes, but having this is completely different. So it's not a completely shaman drum. It is made out of natural goat skin. However, it's the intention that counts.
Yes, it's the
It's the
energy.
intention.
The
It's
intention.
the energy, and also everybody possesses this. Let's say
Vibration?
anybody can channel this.
Okay.
It's just about knowing what do you want to do with this, and how can you handle, because a lot of people cannot handle. I see a lot of people like going into this ayahuasca and openings and stuff, and then their life just collapses, or it goes through such strong transformations because
So you don't
they
need
just went.
ayahuasca. You don't need ayahuasca. Yes.
No, no, no. If there are people that feel that they need it, if they're gonna handle it, okay. But a lot of people, they just think, oh, I really need this in my life, and then wow, they go through an amazing transformation, but then afterwards, 2 or 3 years, they just can't find themselves, because it's such a strong experience. Well, I've been doing this for 20 years now. If I go on ayahuasca or anything, I'm really strongly against anything. I did try a lot of things, let's say 14 years ago, when I still was young. I'm still young, but I am clearly someone that can really open the channels without anything. If you need it, if you need like some herb to help you open up, okay. It's really important to have the purest of it all, because so many stuff out there is just too strong. It's too strong. And then it's the intention. A lot of people don't even know how to smoke a cigarette with an intention. They just smoke it out of habit, but they are not even aware that smoking is to release stress with the intention that you really like relax.
So everything has a meaning, has an intention, a
Yes,
purpose,
the
intention.
intention is it's
It's
super
magic.
important.
It's the principle of magic.
Yeah. So it's been on a journey, this drum.
Very nice.
So I believe if I'm gonna play it, it's gonna be super loud. So I'm just gonna go with my hand. I don't have the beater right now. Oh, and it really and it it's already like my microphone is really like, oh, it's getting loud, and
It's
I see that the drum. I need to tune it
how you
because
tune
it's
it. How
been.
you tune your drum? Can you show us how you tune your drum?
Yeah, sure. But I need to go back to get my tools. I was not expecting this, so I
So I
need
tell you,
to.
it's improvised, like jazz,
Yeah.
like jazz.
So how you tune it? So every drum. So if you have this kind of a drum, it usually has. I don't know if you can see. You
Yes.
have screws.
Screws. Okay.
So you have like a key,
Okay.
a little nimbus, and just. And my rabbit is what if my bunny wants to be in the interview too. I'll show her a little bit later. she's just she's just really curious.
Okay.
So usually I start as a drummer. The drummers will know that you have to like have certain. You go like zigzag or diagonally.
Because the screws, because it must contra- it must put the forces in equilibrium. Yes.
Yes, it needs to be even, but
Even.
the fact is for this drum, you cannot like if I wanted to be even, then I would need to unscrew all of them and
Okay.
then always go like let's say one turn, one turn, one turn for all of them.
Okay.
And even that, then you cannot like get them all even. So it's really important. Sometimes like with drums, when I was teaching drums, like a drum set, I would always tell my students yeah, you need to make the drum sound nice, but at the same time, the drum cover is something that is replaceable really easily. It's like a drumstick. So, you need to just take care of the wood and
The wood.
place the drum head normally, like in a balanced way, in a proper way. But then, if you want to have like a little this part a little bit tighter than here, then just do it. It's about the sound. It's about how it's going to make you feel, because the sound that you're going to provide doesn't come from here. It comes from here.
Okay.
That's shamanism. That's drumming. You need to channel the energy from the earth, and then you need to be prepared to put it out. So that's basically also just for music and everything that is.
Okay. So any person has a personal frequency, a personal drum
Uh,
frequency? Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's about the preference, how you feel, sometimes some days you're going to feel you want to have a higher tuning drum. Some days you're going to feel you want to have it lower tuned. It really depends. It really depends. Everybody has their own preference, but there's a lot of people that don't know how to listen to themselves, and they're drummers, which is really
Do you teach your
really
students to build their own drum or no?
I taught them how to tune the drums, like the drum set. I didn't play these drums yet. I can play some frame drum, but this is a different drum. Um, but yeah, I was just teaching them, the how to improvise, how to read notes, because I am a studied musician. I mean, I studied some music too, so
But sorry, but hey, very nice.
yeah. Yes, ask me.
Do you actually build the drum yourself or no? Like the
No,
Brazilian shamanist? No, no.
no, 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 no.
Okay,
Like I said, I bought this one. This one is from Schlagwerk.
okay,
It's a
okay.
good firm. Uh,
But you know
but
that the Brazilians have the ritual to build their own drums?
yes, they do. Like I said, I am not a traditional shaman.
Okay, 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 okay.
This is just my tool. It's like with cards. I also do tarot. I also, do a lot of things. It's This is just a tool. And that's why I convey my shamanism through my voice.
Okay.
The drumming comes from within,
Yes, it will.
and this is just a tool that I'm using to help you and me get into a more transformer state.
Okay. I know, I understand. Yes.
Yeah, so I just made like one or two turns, but yeah, the microphone will not be able to take this well. It's I don't want to have the microphone getting too much
Broke.
of that, but it's about allowing the sound to resonate. And if I would have an intention now, for example, like you shouldn't be cross-legged now, like you have to have your feet firmly on the ground, then your posture would, I would tell you get into a receptive state. And then I would ask you, for example, how are you feeling? And then you need to really like connect with that. And if you would have something like some part of you, oh, I think that this part of me is not feeling well. Okay, let's focus on that. So I would use my drum because it would be easier for you to see.
Okay.
Because this seeing is very like masculine energy, while hearing is feminine energy.
Hearing is
So
feminine
that's the
energy.
yin yang.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know
of
that.
course it is. Yes.
Hearing is feminine energy?
Yes.
Okay, very nice. I
You
learned
need to
something
listen to
new
your
today.
mom.
Very nice.
Yeah. So shamanism basically for me is a calling. It doesn't necessarily mean if there's people out there listening to this and feel like, oh, I don't feel like being a shaman and I need to have a drum. You don't that's not necessarily it. If you sense energies, or sometimes like if you really put yourself in a receptive state of mind, and if you're really open, like I've been doing this for 20 years, sometimes I just hear certain sentences that are not mine. I know they're not. And then I tell them, and people are really like, where did you get that from? Like how? And or sometimes I even get the person telling me I'm female, I'm this age, and this and this. I had so many encounters in the past 2 years that I've been going through a lot of transitioning in my life, personal life. I even not going too personal, but yeah. So
Okay.
it's shamanism is a calling.
So,
It's really a calling.
a question. Uh,
Mm.
um, when I build my own music, I'm also a shamanist.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm a shamanist too. Okay.
I
When I build
believe,
my own music, when it comes inside, there's something I must to express through music. I'm being a shamanist or no?
well, being a shaman. So when you
A
do
modern
something that's
shamanism. A
creative,
modern
so
shamanist.
so no, no, no. So when you create something and it helps others, like when through your pain, let's say I am going through a breakup, which I really am, and because of this pain that I'm feeling and trying to heal myself, I
Hmm.
create music. And you listen to that and it helps you so much. You feel like this ease there. You could say, I am healing you, aren't I?
So when I made this kind of music, because I have passed the same as you, and I'm healing myself through music, I'm a shamanist of myself.
Basically,
Okay.
you are. So, shaman is a healer, right?
Hmm.
But being a shaman, the only difference being a modern shaman, when I go somewhere, sometimes I go like the wind. I decide, okay, today I'm going to visit this and this place, and then I end up somewhere completely different, and I end up teaching people about getting in themselves and listening to themselves. So you can be some people call this spiritual teachers or guides or mentors or gurus, or doesn't matter nowadays. You can call it a shaman, but I call it a shaman just because I can hear voices when you're doing music. And if you sense an energy around you and you channel that energy, then you are a shaman.
Okay. When I'm helping others, I'm a shaman.
You're a healer,
When
but when you convey the message from an energy or an entity, some people that if you do tarot or if you do angel card readings, like angels are entities. There are some there this is like a realm of energies. If you can channel that through you, you are a medium. So a medium means being a shaman.
okay, okay,
Yes, you convey the message that needs to be heard in this realm.
okay. So what is your sign? What is your sign? Astrology sign.
What would you say it is?
I will say Sagittarius.
Oh no.
No,
Oh no.
no, no, no.
I might look, I have a lot of fire, but that's just the midheaven of Aries. I am an
An
Aquarius.
Aquarius, and I'm a
I'm very
Gemini.
airy.
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, you
So,
Gemini. So that's very airy. So a lot of Aquarius people like to be creative in music. Airy people like to be creative, but
mhm,
I mean it's not only with the signs, but yeah.
yeah. So, thank you so much.
Well,
uh,
thank you for
and
inviting me. It was so all of a sudden, and also, when you're really a shaman, that's something I want to say to you as well. You get a calling, and it's like in the Native American, you get your name.
mhm,
So my shaman name is River Voice.
River Voice.
Yes. So a lot of people know me as River. I always had this nickname, River, or I have River Nathuoriel. Nathuoriel is basically made out of a lot of words. Nat, as in Natasha, but also nature.
Nature, yes.
The H sound is because H is associated with wind, you know? And then or means light, and el like the messenger,
The messenger. Okay.
as Raziel, Gabriel, Raphael, the messenger. So it's basically I found this is my shaman name, while also it's river voice, because I transform emotions that are a river. So emotions are basically energy in motion. We all know that, but I transform it into air. I give it voice.
Okay, so nice, so nice. So thank you for being here, and I will
Thank you
put
so much.
the link description. So you have a website, yes? You have a site,
And
or
not
no?
for now.
Not for now.
It's in.
In the making.
I'm also a front end developer. I'm
So
learning how to do programming. So yeah, so it's in development. So
okay. But we have Instagram, Facebook, something like that.
I only have my YouTube channel for
Okay.
now. I do have an Instagram account, but it's private. So yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much, and
Thank you so much for inviting me. This was really fun.
yes,
I didn't get to show you my bunny, but now she kind of calmed
show
down.
your bunny, please.
All right. She just went there. So this little troublemaker was making all of the
Okay.
racket.
What's his name?
So yeah.
What the name of the bunny?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. What?
What is the name of the bunny?
Oh, her name is Yumi.
Yumi. What is
Oh,
mean?
and now she wanted to kick this down.
We-
She's a real attention seeking bunny, so she
okay.
wants to give a lot of attention now to herself. Leave my drum alone, please. Thank you. No, yeah. Yumi, just Yumi. I
Yumi.
didn't name her. I
Okay.
didn't name her.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
very nice. Thank you for
Thank
sharing that.
you. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
inviting me. It was very nice. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Bye. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.